Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Adam McKola TV. Hope you guys are all doing well. What's going on? Manchester United are away from home again. Two away trips this week. Belgrade, Norwich. Games on paper that Manchester United should be winning. But this isn't any old Manchester United side, is it? And yes, we saw an improvement in performance against Liverpool. We saw an improvement in performance against Liverpool, but we know this Manchester United side are inconsistent, and the team will not be the same team that played against Liverpool. So will the performance come again? Will we see a good performance from this Manchester United side out in Belgrade against a Belgrade side? Look, they lost their last game. They're sitting fifth in the league. They're not the strongest team in Serbia. The strongest team in Serbia lost and got spanked by Spurs yesterday. A Spurs side that aren't in form. But the crowd will be up for it. They will be up for it. Manchester United is still a cup final for any side. And we saw against Alkmaar that we quite frankly didn't perform. We got out of there with a 0-0 draw, which, you know, for your first away game in the group isn't a bad result, especially when you've won your home game. And a draw here isn't a bad result. A win sets up the group fantastically well. We got 7 points out of 9, 3 games remaining, 2 of them at home. You're thinking United are going through. But a defeat and it leaves things looking sticky again. So things are still in the balance as we head to Belgrade. But it's going to be a very difficult game and we need a performance from the boys. So I say difficult. If we perform to the potential, if we play like we played, the performance levels against Liverpool, we'll beat Partizan. But it's whether we do that. So we'll be discussing that today. I'll be giving you my predicted 11. You've probably already seen it if you joined the stream very early because I accidentally flashed it up. But we will be going through my predicted 11. We'll be going through, obviously, your thoughts. We'll be going through your predictions, your score predictions, my score prediction. We'll be speaking about all that right here on Adam McKola TV. So thank you for joining us if you're one of those that have joined us live. And if you're watching this game, if you're watching this preview after we've been live, then thank you nevertheless. Because I get a few hundred watching us live. And then after that, there'll be thousands watching after that. So I appreciate you, every single one of you. Where should we start with this game? Any questions that you have ahead of this game? Obviously, the team news going into the game and from the training session today was David De Gea didn't come out with the goalkeepers. There's obviously no Paul Pogba. Martial's back. Lingard's back. Ethan Laird trained with the side as well. So that's good. No Matic for Manchester United in this training session either. Whether that means he's out of the side or he's ill or he's not, I'm not too sure. But those are the early team news. And I'll see if there was anything else from the team news as well. Pogba, Tuanzebe, Shaw, Matic, Dalot, obviously all absent from training. Tuanzebe pulled out of the starting lineup just before kick-off against Liverpool, so fingers crossed he's not too bad and is available for the weekend against Norwich. Luke Shaw's closer to a return, we believe, but not in training. Matic, not in training. That may be a new injury. And Dalot, he tweeted the other day speaking about his injury that he picked up against Newcastle. So that's team news as we go into this game. No Chong, question mark, says Hamza. Much love from South Africa, says Mo. Thank you very much. Ex-players always score against United, says Lee. And Tosic is playing. Remember when we signed, was it Tosic and Adam Ljajic at the same time? We signed them, I think. Zoran Tosic and Adam Ljajic. And it was supposed to be the next best things. Unfortunately, it didn't go great for us. Obviously, still carving out a career for himself in Serbia. Not doing too badly, playing Europa League level football. But he did have, was seemingly destined for big things. Grinning Goal says, should Martial start this game? My only fear is another injury if he's rushed into the starting lineup. And it was interesting, he warmed up for probably about 20-25 minutes before he came on at the weekend. Now, was that because Oli thought we were managing the game well and he just kept delaying the substitution, or was it because we just wanted him to get really warm and really, you know, make sure we got those muscles warm for the game, because we don't want a recurrence of the injury? Either way, I think he should be starting in this match. And I'd start him and maybe look to aim to take him off after 55, 60 minutes, so that we can start him again against Norwich at the weekend, because that's what we've got to hope to do, get him fully fit. And if we can play him for 60 minutes in this game, that's great. Or alternatively, he comes on for the last 30 minutes, but preferably I'd start him. Adam says, when will we know the results for the Northwest Football Awards fan channel media of the year? We'll go to the award ceremony. I think I've got it in my calendar, but there's an award ceremony in November that we'll be heading to, and we'll find out then. So we'll probably record a video or something from there. The last 2 times Redmen TV won it, so fingers crossed Full Time Devils win it this time. But not gonna lie, despite being Scousers, I don't mind Paul and Chris, but of course that winning, you want to win something, so yeah, wouldn't mind us winning it. Without injuries, we're a top 6 side. With injuries, we'll be lucky to finish 10th, says Natalia, and I think that's pretty much where I sit on it as well. I was worried a few injuries in midfield, or one injury to Pogba in midfield, injury up top to Martial or Rashford, and we're left looking very, very light and very thin on the ground, and it's problems for us scoring goals. And it unfortunately for us came very early into the season. I would have liked if that we could have delayed. You could understand it happening in December or January when the fixtures come piling up, but it came early for us in the season. Now hopefully we can keep both Martial, Rashford fit for the rest of the campaign, and when Pogba's back, he doesn't suffer any more injuries throughout the season, because those are very key players for us. I'd even go so far as to say Jesse Lingard as well. Now I know he's out of form, and I get criticised for being, fanboy or whatever. I'm not. I just genuinely look at him and I think he's a very good squad player. But also, when you look at the good football we played under Ole last season, in a 13-15 game spell, Jesse Lingard was part of that front three with Rashford and Martial. And it'd be interesting to see if we could get that working again. It obviously relied on a midfield 3, and we had Matic, who I'd be comfortable thinking McTominay could take that role this time. We had Pogba, who we've obviously still got for how long I don't know, and then we had a third midfielder who was Herrera. Herrera was key, but we haven't got Herrera anymore. Who comes in there? If we can get that going again, I'd be pretty happy with that. That 4-3-3, but at the moment we're not. Will we play that back 5 again? I don't think we will now. Partizan Belgrade are predominantly I looked at their formations in the last few Europa League games. They've gone with a 4-4-2 or a 4-4-1-1. So obviously they'll. In fact, I don't know whether they'll get too carried away. Probably not respect United because of where we are at the minute and attack us. But you'd maybe think they might try and soak things up with 2 banks of 4 and hit us in the counter attack. But regardless, with them playing a 4-4-2 or a 4-4-1-1, 2 banks of 4, I can't see us actually playing that back 5 with a midfield 2-1 and then 2 up top again, or a midfield 3 with 2 up top. I can't see that happening in this game. I think we'll revert back to the 4 at the back, maybe with a 4-2-3-1, as we've seen Ole use a lot this season. I do think it worked well in that game against Liverpool in kind of counteracting what they do well, but I don't think we'll go with that formation in this game against Partizan Belgrade. I don't know what you guys think with that. Is it something you want to see us work on and play more, or do you think it was just used for that game? Obviously, I think it shows good signs as well that Ole is tactically flexible. Tactically, he has something up his sleeve. I think they covered it pretty well on Monday Night Football. Now, I felt he could have made his substitutions earlier, but he counteracted what Klopp was doing in the game pretty well, and they were reacting to each other. And I thought, in terms of the tactical battle between the 2 managers, with what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had at his disposal, he did pretty well in that game. Now, he has done well in big games before. It's the smaller games that concern me. And you look at that this season: Crystal Palace at home, Newcastle away, you could say Alkmaar away, Astana at home, Rochdale at home. We haven't done well against teams that have sat back. Now I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he knows how to play high energy counter-attacking football, and he does it pretty well, and he works out how to counteract teams and stuff like that. But in terms of being able to break a team down, I don't know whether it's just because we haven't got that many creative players. The ones that we do have, Jesse Lingard's out of form, Juan Mata, he's not getting any younger, he doesn't start every game anyway. Angel Gomes hasn't been starting much or getting much game time. you look at the number 10s that we have, or the players that could occupy that position just off the strikers and in that 4-2-3-1, they're not really performing, or they haven't been playing. So we haven't got any creativity, bar Paul Pogba, who's been injured. No goals. Martial's been out. So you look at it and you think, is it because of what we've got? Or is it just that he finds it difficult in terms of breaking teams down tactically? So we need to change things in that. But I think that 4-3-3 was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Anirudh is talking about the Saudi Arabian takeover rumours. Now, I've done a video for Full-Time Devils on that. Now, because I've done a video on that and it's out at 6 PM today, I think you should watch that video. It's a Q&A, so I answer loads of other questions. So check that video out of Full-Time Devils, which will be... We'll probably finish this video around 4, so it'll be around 2 hours after we're done here. So check that out on Full-Time Devils. Should we play the youth, says Jamie Wiltshire. And we'll go to my predicted 11 in a bit. But I do think we should, we've seen Rochdale, Astana, Alkmaar. I know De Gea played against Alkmaar, didn't he? But we've seen in those games, we've gone with a few of the younger players. Mason Greenwood, Tahith Chong, Angel Gomes. And I think we should continue to do that. Obviously, Axel Tuanzebe, he didn't play against Alkmaar. I believe that was in mind, with the Newcastle game. And then obviously we had the Liverpool game. And it did look like he was starting in both of those games. Obviously got injured ahead of the Liverpool game. Out of this game, which is a shame. So obviously defensively we could see a pretty strong one, but going forward I think we will see a few younger players. James Garner wasn't involved with the 23s. Max Taylor, shout out Max Taylor as well. Obviously 8 months ago he was battling cancer, came back for the 23s in their 4-1 win. So hats off to him. What a battle and what a man. But yeah, James Garner wasn't involved, so probably hinting at the fact that he could be involved with the first team in Belgrade. We also saw Brandon Williams play as well against Alkmaar. Did pretty well. Probably came out of the Alkmaar game with his head held high. The most out of our team. And I'd like him to start in this game again. In fact, we're nearly halfway through the show. I think it's time to give you my predicted 11. We've gone with Sergio Romero in goal. Obviously, David De Gea played against Alkmaar, if I remember correctly. So let's see Romero get a few minutes here. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire. Maguire hasn't played in any European football, and I think we may go to shore things up at the back. Obviously, Tuanzebe's out. Shore things up at the back. Rojo played in the last game. Now, maybe Phil Jones could come in. And maybe we'll see Lindelof and Jones, or Maguire and Jones. But I'd play Brandon Williams, play Wan-Bissaka, play Lindelof, and play Maguire. It's going to be a very, hostile environment. And if we can have a solid back four with the goalkeeper, I think that will give us a good platform to build from. And then in the midfield, I've gone with McTominay and Fred, Mata, Greenwood, Angel Gomes, and Anthony Martial. Now, I know I put Angel Gomes and Greenwood out wide there, but you could very easily put Angel Gomes in the middle, Mata out wide right, Mason Greenwood on the left. But that's what I've gone with there. Now, what do you guys think in terms of the starting 11? Let us know in the comments below. Do you think I am close with this team or not? We've got a Partizan fan in the comments as well. Milos, how you doing, mate? Get your comment in. Do you think Partizan are going to beat us? And maybe who should we watch out for the most from your team? We only seem to know about Zoran Tosic. So is there anyone else from your team that we should watch out for? But that is Manchester United's predicted 11 from me. Obviously, I could be wrong, but that's the team I would like to see us go for. Matter will slow you down, Adam, in my opinion, says Jamie. I can just see him trying to go for some experience. Now, Jesse Lingard's just come back, so you could possibly play Jesse Lingard if he's fully fit and have that movement and have that energy in there. But I'd maybe go with Juan Mata and bring Jesse off the bench so we're not risking him back. McTominay needs to be rested ahead of the Norwich game. That's a good shout, not Ashwin. But have we got the players to do that? Matic wasn't in training today. I can't see him chucking James Garner straight into the team either. So I can imagine McTominay might be starting this game. Don't know what you guys are thinking. Unless he's going to surprise us all and play James Garner. then maybe, just maybe. Let me see what someone just commented saying Angel Gomes isn't in the travelling squad. Let me see. See, someone's tweeted 11 minutes ago that Matej Kovar, Ethan Laird, James Garner, Mason Greenwood, Angel Gomes and Tahith Chong have all travelled. So I'm not sure what to believe really at the moment. Let's have a look again. But then I've seen someone else tweet that he hasn't travelled. And he's not in the United report. Have tweeted the travelling squad and he's not in that either. So maybe he's not in the team. If so, maybe we'll see someone like a Andreas Pereira play. Now, Andreas Pereira performed pretty well against Liverpool. He was my man of the match. Now, I think because of that, you play him against Norwich, and he put in a lot of energy. He was running around a lot. He was energetic, and maybe take him out of the team for this one. But you know, will he play in this game? Possibly. He's a young lad, he's a fit lad. Hasn't had any injury issues this season. Maybe he does. But if Gomes hasn't travelled, then probably not in the starting lineup. So yeah, that was the team news from United report in terms of who has travelled. Angel Gomes apparently hasn't. I'll read out the full travelling squad for you. Romero, Grant, Kovar, so De Gea hasn't travelled. Jones, Laird, Lindelof, Maguire, Rojo, Wan-Bissaka, Williams. So yeah, you're looking at, I'd say, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof and Williams. So you could still play my one and then have Jones and Laird and Rojo making up the rest of the squad. Fred, Garner, James, Lingard, McTominay are the midfielders with Mata and Andreas. And then we've got Greenwood, Martial and Rashford. So I'd go Fred, McTominay, Lingard, Mata, Greenwood, Martial. How about Jones as a central defensive midfielder? No, thank you. Doule's going to the game tomorrow and he can't wait to see Sir Alex in person. I hope you get to see him, mate. But yeah, that's the travelling squad that has travelled according to United report on Twitter. What's your score prediction for the game, guys? What are you thinking ahead of the game? How about Young over Wan-Bissaka, says Jamie. Do you need to play Young in these games? I'd rather see us go with, you know, the younger fullbacks. Obviously, we haven't got the low. You might want to keep Wan-Bissaka fit, but he didn't have an injury, had an illness, so you know he probably is fit. Young to start Williams on Sunday, says Florian. But Williams, you know, is a young lad, fit lad. Play him. If he's going to play on Sunday, you take him off early. Jamie thinks it's going to be 1-0 to Manchester United. I do actually have a good feeling about this. Are we going to finally break that run of no wins since PSG in March on the road? No wins on the road since then. Absolutely incredible. Will we get a win tomorrow in Belgrade? It's going to be a tricky environment to play in. On paper, we should be beating them. We are obviously going to rest players. No De Gea travelling with the squad. It suggests Romero is going to get a start. Obviously, plenty of young players are travelling. James Garner's in the squad. Ethan Laird, Brandon Williams. In addition to Mason Greenwood, Tahith Chong. So you're looking at a couple of them maybe getting a start as well. 1-0 United, says Anirudh. 2-0 United, says Ilya. 2-0 United, says Ashwin. 0-1 says Abiram to United. Obviously, Jamie Wiltshire thinks it's going to be 1-0 Manchester United as well. We haven't scored more than one goal in a game since that game against Chelsea on the opening day of the season. 2-1 United. I'm going for. I hear their fans are hardcore, so it'll be very good for the youth, says Jamie. That environment, you know, playing in those kind of things. This European trips Alkmaar, Belgrade, Kazakhstan. They're going to be interesting ones for these young lads. They're going to be playing in environments that they haven't. I know they go away with the UEFA Youth League and stuff like that, but the environments won't be as hostile as the first team environments when you've got all the fans out there, the ultras, etc. So it's going to be a mad atmosphere in the ground. The lads are going to have to get used to that playing for Manchester United. And it may help some of them grow up, get used to playing football under intense pressure. Playing for Manchester United is pressure in itself. So, you know, they've got to come to terms with that. But it is true. Playing in that environment will be difficult for them. I think it will be 2-0 United, says Manchester TV UK vids. Florian Martial hat-trick. I would love that. Love it. Just love it if Martial got a hat-trick. 3-0 United if we play the way we played against Liverpool. I don't think anyone scored a hat-trick for United since Zlatan against San Etienne, if I remember correctly. Any injury updates we might have missed? No Matic. No Shaw. No Pogba. No Twanzebe. No Delo in this squad. No De Gea either. But I don't think that's through an injury. Pio thinks Greenwood's going to continue his healthy start to the campaign. 2 goals and 3 starts for him, with a hat-trick against Belgrade in a 3-0 Manchester United win. And Glenn thinks it's also going to be 3-0. Jamie says, do you prefer Lindelof or Twanzebe? I think they're both talented players, but I'm a massive fan of Axel Twanzebe. I think eventually he will muscle Lindelof out of the side and become the first choice partner alongside Harry Maguire. I do. But Lindelof's talented. He's a very good footballer. Obviously, he's had up and down form this season. He's had up and down form in his United career, although last season he was pretty good. But I do think Twanzebe will come through. Or maybe I'm just overly confident in Twanzebe when I shouldn't be. But that is my opinion on that one. My prediction for this game is 2-0 to Manchester United. And of course, I did give my predicted 11. But now it looks like Angel Gomes hasn't travelled. So let's put Tahith Chong in his position. And we'll keep the 11 the same. Anyway, guys, I have been Adam McKola. I'm still here. I have been Adam McKola. And I am now going to get out of here. Had an absolute mare. See you later.